Get it. All right, Ellie. Got it? I think we're recording. Okay. So, we watched a video about using the 5-finger method on, what was it? Who,
what, when, where,
and
what.
Yeah, why? Like, that's an easy way to think about what's most important in the story. The whole entire story is important, yes. But when we're trying to like summarize or talk about main idea, that's very important. And so I got us a little activity. It's called a story wheel. And the purpose is to help students practice like sequencing or summarizing story elements, recognizing story structure. And so do you want to show the camera, you read Charlotte's Web. What's your review on this? Yeah.
Okay.
Or just, did you like it?
I loved it.
You would recommend it to other kids?
Yes, I would recommend it.
You would recommend it. Okay. So this is a story wheel, and it says, like, this is just, it's also called a fancy word. A lot of times teachers will call it graphic organizers, and there's like a bazillion different ones to help you when you have like all this information, kind of like break it down so it's not just so much, you know. But it says after a student finishes a reading assignment, we can list the important events in the story. But you need to emphasize the events that should be from the beginning, the middle, and the end. Like, you remember way back at the beginning of the story, the middle, and the ending. So you got a blank story reel here. And I know there's a lot of important parts, but we're going to narrow to the 7 most important. Okay. So the first little piece of the pie, whichever one you want to do, you're going to write the story title and the author's name in the wedge of the story wheel. So whichever one of those. And then the other 7, we're going to talk about the most important parts. So what is the title?
Charlotte's Web.
Correct. Such neat handwriting. I'm so proud of you. Okay, now who wrote it? Who was the author?
The author was E.B. White.
Correct. So let's just put that down here.
By E.B. White or just
You can put that by, makes more sense, doesn't it?
Okay.
You're such a careful writer, aren't you? I like it. Okay, so this is bad because my ink was going out, so it looks kind of like funny. But you can see the example here that you're illustrating a story event in each of the story wheel wedges. So that's drawing, right? You can also write some words too. But when it's complete, you should have a summary of the whole story, okay? So in essence, you do this work and then not today, but you could go back and take this information and write it into like a paragraph or a story. You see what I mean?
Yes.
So you want to think back. We got some crayons. What would be like your first thought, the very first of the story, like the most important thing happened? Because we got 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
The very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So probably when Wilbur was born, he was going to have to be killed, but Fern was like stopping his dad to keep him.
Could you draw, even if you're not, you don't have, it doesn't have to be like, you're not being graded on your artistic skills, but can you draw that or color it or whatever? Like, I guess, however you would see that.
Okay, then.
And why do you think that was important?
Because, like, Fern was like, no, I want to keep the animal, but his dad was like, he's way too small, but Fern cared so much about the animal, she like made his
It's been a long time, Ellie, since I read Charlotte's Web. Who's Fern? She's an important character.
Yes, Fern is the little girl that owns Wilbur.
Oh, I like that. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I'll not interrupt you. Let you work. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. You know who this is for? It's for you.
Okay.
Like, it's for you to help you. I always tell my older students that, like, I don't care what it looks like as long as you can read it and you know what it is. It's to help you. You know what I mean? I'm not grading you on your artistic ability, more like, do you know what happened in the story?
Okay.
That's Fern.
Yes.
Oh, I guess that's her on the front cover.
It's right there. And then that's Wilbur. And then the geese and the lamb. So it's here.
Guess we need to see the story though, probably. There we are. Yeah, I just want them to be able to see that what you're working on. I mean, not just your sweet face, right?
I'll just say like.
So she's like, please don't kill my pig.
Because he was born at night, so
Oh.
they found out in the morning.
So if we were like going to take a long, long time and draw this, would it be the morning?
Yes, this
That
would
she's
be
talking.
the morning, so
Gotcha.
it's like the sunrise.
Gotcha.
So hard writing like with bubbles.
I know. So this would be like our beginning.
Yes.
Who, what, when, why, where. This would be the who. What. This covers a lot of them, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. And then Wilbur will be right here.
Oh, it's cute. It's okay. Pigs are hard. That's a terrible eraser, isn't it? He's a squeaky tail. He's cute. Poor Wilbur. Perfect. That's perfect. Does that tell you that's the beginning?
Yes.
And I don't care. You can do it however you want. Since you just finished the story, you might want to go ahead and do the ending and then like fill in the parts. What do you think? Or do you think you should just go in order?
Go in order.
Okay, that works for me. So what next? What happens next?
So, like Fern kept Wilbur, but then, Wilbur was growing up, so they had to move him to Fern, like their uncle's farm, because they had pigs there, so then he wouldn't be lonely there.
Okay, so what is this part? What are we going to draw for this part?
I'll draw maybe, like Wilbur, like going to the uncle.
Okay, that's a good idea.
So I'll just draw the pig pen.
That makes sense. Just want to show your picture to people. You keep going.
And then
Wilbur.
I don't know how to draw figures.
So that's just him like going to the uncle's house.
In the like a little cage heading there.
Okay. Okay. So then, what is the next important part?
So like Wilbur was pretty lonely for a few days, but then he heard a voice in the distance and he didn't know who it was, so he looked around and then he found Charlotte.
Who's Charlotte?
Charlotte is the spider.
Oh, but she's not a creepy bad spider.
She's not.
Oh. so she lived in the barn?
So there was this open like door barn cellar thing, and she lived at the corner of it. And then there was like a place back there where they stored hay and stuff.
Okay. So would this picture be of Charlotte?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm so glad he found a friend.
I'll just draw like this.
Because normally we don't like spiders very much, but she's a sweet spider, huh?
Very sweet.
That's good. She was his friend.
And she said, like, I'll be your friend.
And he could hear the voice, but he didn't know where it was coming from at first.
Because she was so small.
Because she's little, and he was looking for like an animal or a person or
something. But they were very close, Fern and Wilbur, so it was hard for him to say goodbye.
But she was doing it for his own good, wasn't she?
Yes.
That makes me want to cry a little bit. So now we've had beginning, we're kind of in the middle-ish. So what next happens?
So, like, in the middle, they hang out together a lot and just kind of bond.
Just having that friendship. Okay. So you just, like, what would that be a picture of?
Like maybe them talking or
Okay,
something.
that's important because what is that showing?
It's showing, like, they're, like, getting close together.
So they're forming a relationship, aren't they?
They're forming a relationship.
So that's important. That's an important part. I agree. Okay.
I'll just draw basically.
Ellie, I haven't taught little kids in a long time. How am I doing?
Pretty good.
Thank you. Not that you're little, but you're smaller than 16.
And then maybe I could do like Wilbur sleeping under her.
Oh, because he felt safe, didn't he?
Yes, he felt very safe.
They're friends, and that's great. Very good job, Ellie. And you know, you could always do this on your own during the school year too. Like if you're ever having, like, you know, I need to summarize that, but it's all like jumbled up in my mind. Like you could just do this yourself, you know. All right, so we're rounding it on up. What's happening? Like we got 3 more pieces of the pie here till the end.
So then like Charlotte warned Wilbur like, hey, you might be killed for Christmas, and Wilbur was so scared, so he asked like, can you please like try to find a way to make me like stay.
Okay. So what did they, is that what you want to draw, or you want to draw what they did?
What she did was, so she made a web, and then she wrote down some pig in the web, and then they saw it, and they're just like, oh, like the owners, the uncles, the uncle and the aunt saw, and just like, oh, we have a special pig, 'cause there's something
going on here. That is some pig, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that would be good for right there, wouldn't it? Just a big old web that says some pig or something like that. Okay.
I'll just draw like close up of a web.
Perfect. I don't even know what color a web would be. Black, gray.
Any color, really.
Well, really,
like
they're kind of white, aren't they?
A whitish, like cream.
Yeah. That must have been hard for her to do.
Probably.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And it was like kind of rigid, so it was like.
Yeah, because I mean, it's spider web. It's not a perfectly written sign, right?
Like that.
Beautiful. My. Some pig we got there. Nice. All right, so then we're almost to the end. Then what happens? Like the next to the last part.
So they told like the mayor, and they had a festival like a festival celebrating Wilbur, but also during that time Wilbur found out like this that Charlotte was gonna pass and she was working on an egg sac.
Oh dear. So they pass away if they have babies?
After
they have babies?
Like they have like one or two more, like after they put the eggs in the sack and they're finished with the sack, they pass away.
That's sad. But she sure was a good friend to him.
Very good friend.
So what do we want to draw to like kind of summarize that part?
I'll do maybe like Charlotte telling Wilbur, but at the festival, because he found out like when
You
he
can't
was
kill a pig that has a whole festival for him, right? That's cool.
So I'll draw Wilbur, and then Charlotte will say like,
Perfect.
Because this was the chapter on egg sac or like last day.
Okay.
And then the last one is warm wind. That's the last one. So I'll do Wilbur.
You already have this planned out in your brain, don't you?
I'll just like do a set.
Oh, your pigs are really getting good. Practice.
I've never like drawn pigs.
Yeah,
They're hard.
They are.
You don't really know the body, like how you're supposed to do a pig that's kind of chunky.
He's cute though.
But okay, so and then I'll maybe do. This is what Louis looks like when he stretches in the morning. I'll do
Did that make you sad, that part of the book?
Yes, it made me kind of sad, but I'm just like, well, she had a good life.
I know, their lives are different than people's lives, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
And her little babies, they'll go on.
Mm-hmm. And she also felt very weak, and
well, yeah.
So.
What's that say?
I'm gonna to pass away.
Oh, yeah.
But
it's an important part of the book, even though it's sad.
But she did say, the one thing I want you to do when I'm gone is take care of my egg sac.
Oh, those babies. She trusted him and left him in charge of her little babies.
Yes.
That's precious.
And she's like, why? And then she explains it to him, and she said, the one thing I want you to do is take care of it.
Oh, I bet he was very sad. Is he our favorite character in the story? Or Fern or Charlotte?
Charlotte, Fern, and Wilbur are like very like main characters, but Charlotte and Wilbur got more main since Fern used to watch them every day, and like she heard the talks about it, but then when she got older she stopped doing that, so then she was kind of
right
in the middle.
They say sometimes children grow out of being able to understand animals and things like that. And yeah.
And their parents thought she just had a crazy imagination, and she was like, no, I'm telling the truth.
Yeah.
So why?
This looks fantastic. I'm not sure. Get finished here. Let's see. Almost to our last piece of the pie. Wheel, whatever it is. Story wheel, story pie. Something.
Have you ever heard of pie where it's like persuade, inform, or opinion?
Yes, I have. You're
like
very
those.
Smart to help you what kind of story we're writing here.
Mm-hmm.
I gotcha. So if we were writing about this story, we wouldn't be persuading unless we were persuading this is the best book ever. You have to read it, right?
Oh, hang on. It's not opinion, entertain.
Entertain.
Not opinion.
So this could be an entertaining.
But there's also this thing called Oreo where it's opinion, then like reason, explain,
Yeah.
and then opinion, like closing. But that's double stuff. But if you just don't want to do one, it's opinion.
That is so smart because we do that. Even in high school, it changes a little bit, but it's the same thing. And that's a graphic organizer, just like this. It's just different. I love it. You're so smart. Yeah, you don't have to write the whole thing out. Like, as long as you know what it means.
Yeah, I'll just do, like, take care of
those babies. That is a very important part, though.
Yeah.
All right, last thing. What happens? And then we're all done.
So, Charlotte passes away, but Wilbur takes care of the egg sac and keeps his eye on it for such a long time until one warm spring morning, 1, then 2, then 5, then 8, all the way to like 4,000 little baby baby spiders just go out, and they're all like, hello, because they just go down and they just keep saying hello for so many days. And then until a certain point where they learned how to talk and they spent time with Wilbur. So many made balloons and they went to a new home, except for 3 stayed. Their name was Joy, Ariana, and Nellie.
Huh, I never knew that.
They named themselves.
I love that. I love that. So what would you think the last part of the story is? Like, in conclusion, in the end.
So after that, those spiders passed, but they had babies. So then, like, Wilbur loved all of the baby spiders, but Charlotte had a special place in Wilbur's heart.
Forever.
So
I guess you just draw the life keeps going on. The spiders, like.
I'll just basically draw an egg sac.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe spiders.
It's almost like Charlotte keeps going on and on.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
I'm going to make this picture of him, like, laying down.
I love it. Very nice. Okay, we're done with our recording, but do you want to show, it looks like you started on another book. Do you want to show the camera, like, what's next on the list?
I have Who Was Nelson Mandela?
Uh-huh. That'll be a fun book to get into. Thank you, my love. I really appreciate this.